guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Wesley Chapel Toyota, and we have that one car in Toyota's lineup that really has been that tried and true family car. This is a 2019 Toyota Camry with the V6 XSE trim level. So let's talk a little bit about Toyota history. You know, Toyota started selling cars, believe it or not, 1950s in the United States. Since then, though, really it was the 1970s during the oil embargo crisis and fuel prices were going up, and Toyota was making cheap transportation that was very reliable. Well, guess what? A lot of that still holds true to this day, where you're going to get a lot for your money, but you're also going to get that great reliability. And finally, over the most recent years, some in-your-face 21st century styling that really looks cool and attractive. So let's go ahead and get into this 2019 Toyota Camry XSE. Right off the bat, you'll notice when they redesigned the Camry, they took away the blandness. They redesigned it 2018 last year, and that design still holds true. You got full LED lighting. I love the LED daytime running lamps. The one thing I don't love is this fake vent. This is a zonk. I wish they would have put a fog lamp here or nothing at all. But overall, the headlight design looks great. Now, as we come across the front, I'm liking the direction that they went in with this. Almost looks like a bird beak style, and I mean that in a good way. I'm not trying to be funny or anything. Well, maybe I am, but no. Seriously, this bird beak style, very 21st century, very aerodynamic. I like the open grille area that they got going on. It really ties it into the sister brand, which is actually right across the street there, Lexus, with their spindle grills, but in a different way. You got flat silver right here across the lower portion of the front fascia. That's sort of like your low lip spoiler. But from one side to the other, very, very aggressive and definitely not bland anymore. Going up onto the hood, two very distinct lines, this beautiful white pearlescent paint. This is the competitor against that other long-standing Japanese sedan, the Honda Accord. Real interesting how they kind of went different directions with the naturally aspirated V6 in this one compared to the turbocharged 4-cylinder in the Accord. As we drop down, I love the style of wheels, especially on the white. So you're looking at a 19-inch wheel, 235 on the width, 40 series. That's what all those numbers mean here. 40 series on the sidewall. That's the height of your sidewall. 19-inch wheel. That's the diameter of the wheel. Gloss black with a little brushed aluminum. Really looks very classy, tasteful on the side of this Camry. Now, as we go down the fender, you can see very nice body line carried all the way back. Brought the white onto the mirrors, very slim and trim with the LED lighting, and then this one has your full panoramic sunroof. And I do like the way some cars, they kind of still make it the same body color, but I'm glad that they blacked out the whole thing. Really gives it a nice, clean look. Little bit of chrome trim, nothing too fancy, too gaudy. And then you'll notice I like the extension of the lower sill. It actually flares out from the front into the rear. Gives it a nice, stylish look, and that really is what you want. You know, you want a sedan that's going to stand out. As we get to the back, you can see that really slanted back glass. I really like the way the glass on the back window kind of curls over to the side, and then coming out to the back trunk area, it's looking sharp. I love the low trunk lid spoiler. You got great looking bright LED taillights. Don't understand what's going on here. What is this? This is a fake vent. I'm zonking that. Just leave it off. I'd rather it just be all white, to be honest with you. XSE trim level, Camry badging. I like the rear diffuser though, and I think it's perfect. Quad tip exhaust, and if you notice, they're staggered. This one actually does not come out as far as that one. Really gives it a great look. You're gonna hear that V6 sound from that exhaust. Speaking of the V6, let's pop the hood and see what it sounds like and looks like. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. We got hood struts, which is nice to see. Underneath all that plastic, which I am zonking that plastic cover, it's really hideous looking. But underneath that plastic cover is that tried and true 3.5 liter V6, naturally aspirated. That means no turbocharger, no supercharger, of course. 301 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated to a 8-speed automatic transmission. You want some time, here we have it. 0 to 60, 5.8 seconds. You're looking at the car weighs in at 3,665 pounds, does the quarter mile in 14.4 at 100 miles per hour. And at the end of the day, MPG's 22 in the city, 32 in the highway. We compare this to the Accord. I think performance-wise, the Accord has a leg up because remember, it's got that detuned 2-liter out of the Type R and a 10-speed automatic transmission. If we were comparing automatic to automatic, on the Accord, you can get a slick shifting 6-speed manual. On the Camry, no manual option. But let's go ahead, fire it up, and see what a naturally aspirated V6 sounds like. All right, guys, time to hop inside this Toyota Camry XSE with the V6. If you're wondering, well, Joe, I'm really liking this Camry. I was thinking about an Accord. How much does this one cost? This one has an MSRP of around $37,000. Let's see what you get. To the door panels. Now, on the door panels, there's a lot of dark material, but I like the soft leather material on the armrest, the white contrast stitching, and a little bit of silver trim right in the middle of the door. Kind of spruces everything up very nicely. Now, as we go from the door panel to the dash, I like the way the dash is kind of pushed forward. You have very soft material. I love this design here. It's not trying to look like carbon fiber. Somebody said, hey, is that faux carbon fiber looking? No, it doesn't even look like carbon fiber, but it looks cool, and I like it. I like the way it flows into the center stack. You have that nice leather style material with the white contrast stitching. This is where I get a little bit off kilter. I'm not really loving the infotainment system that much. It is an 8-inch screen, and obviously you do have your buttons, and you also have the ability to use your touch screen as well. When you go into, so this one doesn't have navigation installed, but you have your dual climate control, very easy to use, touchscreen ability. Down below, you have some connectivity. You have USB and a 12-volt and wireless charging. And I like the way it's driver-centered. If you like looking at key fobs, there is a Camry key fob for you. It's a little bit on the cheaper side. This is like this light plastic. I'm not really loving it, to be honest with you. But I do like the flat black that's around the cup holders, a little bit of silver trim. There's your shifter. This is going to be controlling that 8-speed automatic. I wish that it had the same contrast stitching here on the boot. You got your 3 different drive modes with an electric emergency brake. Armrest, very soft. If you're wondering what the heck is going on here, these are heated seats, not ventilated seats. So I'm going to zonk it for not having ventilated seats in a $37,000 car, but the armrest is soft as a baby's butt. Open it up, 2 more USB, nice storage area, and then these seats are great. Let me get this tag out of the way for you, but very nice design. I like that perforated design center, very comfortable, and I think that they're perfect for that long type of drive. Now, like I had pointed out, on the outside, you do get a full panoramic sunroof in here, which really brings in the sky into the interior of the car. But why don't you get on over here and I'll show you the business end behind the wheel of this V6 Camry. All right, guys, business end behind the wheel of this 2019 Camry XSE. We have full electric assist. You could get that seat to fit you just like an isotoner glove, like O.J. Simpson would say. I love the steering wheel. Nice thickness. Is it the sexiest steering wheel? No, but it definitely gets the job done. I wish they would do something about this plastic plate right here. I am going to zonk that, but I do like how flush the buttons are. Easy to turn on and off your lane keep assist and all that great stuff. Dash. That's where it really, they hit a nail on the head. So you have your analog tachometer, analog speedometer, and then in the center you have that nice digital display, which you could actually scroll through tons of different information there. So I really do like the setup on that. And I like how low the dash is. I think my one last zonk before we move to the back seat is gonna be this rear view mirror. It's auto dimming, which is awesome. And it's got the buttons so you could open up your garage, but it's not frameless. It's a big, obtrusive thing hanging from the ceiling inside this car. But other than that, I really like overall the odds and ends. It does have the JBL upgraded sound system as well. But why don't we go ahead, check out that back seat and see how your passengers are gonna be loving life. All right, guys, backseat time in the Camry. I'm telling you, if you don't want to go SUV, you don't have to. You got plenty of room back here for your family and friends, and even your enemies that you don't really like, but you have to drive them somewhere. When it comes to command center, you do have 2 AC vents, but what's going on here? No connectivity, no 12-volt, no USB, not even 2 cans and a string. So that, to me, MSRP $37,000, that's a major zonk. When it comes to armrests, this thing is as soft as a waterbed. So I do like that, and I like the way they have the horizontal cup holders Close that back up. Plenty of headroom, 6 feet tall, up front, in the middle, on the sides. Got lots of space. Let's see how much room, since we're talking about space, how much room we have in that trunk. All right, guys, that trunk space time. Let's see how we're doing in the Camry. I'm looking for the button. Where is it? There it is. Up it rises. What I like is look how large the opening is. This is good to see on a sedan. It is actually quite deep of a trunk area. Plus the seats are going to do the 60-40 split. So I'm a firm believer you don't have to go SUV if you need space and still want to have that car experience. There's still a reason why Toyota is making the Camry. It's a top seller, and you can see from the space of this trunk, that's a perfect reason why. But let's get to the real reason. Let's go ahead and take this XSE V6 for a spin. All right, guys, we're inside the 2019 Toyota Camry XSE with the V6. I love the heads-up display that I could see right now. Seating position is great. I want to do a little acceleration test. We're in full automatic mode, on throttle. Here we go. Little bit of spin with that traction control kicking in, and we're off and running. 301 horsepower on the brakes. Feels good turning. I just wish that the steering had a little bit more weight to it. That's where I think the Accord, from a driving standpoint, is actually the better driving car when you're going through the twisties. But that 8-speed automatic hit very nicely as I got back on throttle. Now you can use the small plastic paddles to shift if you want to through that 8-speed automatic, but very nice through this right left bend. Does hold very well traction wise, which is great. Very smooth, very capable. And that V6, if you don't want turbos and you want to have your naturally aspirated cake and eat it too, you can have it with this Camry. Holds the line very, very nicely. Still wish there was more weight in the steering wheel. But you could hustle it, as you can see, through some twisties. I just wish it was just a little bit more feel from the steering, a little bit more weight and less body roll. I think that's where the Accord Sport is just bringing home the bacon. With that 2-liter turbo and the 10-speed automatic transmission. Let alone, we're not even talking about how the Honda Accord, you could get a save the manuals 6-speed manual transmission. Very slick shifting, which that's another high point. But overall, I am enjoying the driving experience. It is quick. 0 to 65.8 seconds is no slouch. It's just the Accord is a little bit more. Right, guys, I have it in manual mode. I'm gonna use the paddles on throttle. Remember, it goes all the way up to about 6,800 RPM. Paddles are a little small, but they are positioned pretty well. I just don't know how many people are actually gonna use them. I always question that every time I see paddles on, you know, regular sedans and whatnot, especially like CUVs and stuff, how many people actually use the paddles. But they are there for you to use, and the shifts are very, you know, smooth and seamless. Let me see how the downshifts go as we go into this left turn lane here. So 5th, it does have an indicator, let you know what gear. Also on the heads-up display, it shows you as well. So that's 3rd. And then 2nd. So very, very smooth on the upshifts and the downshifts, and that's really nice to see. So when it comes to like the infotainment system, it's really beauty's in the eye of the beholder, just like anything else. I personally am not in love with it. It is functional. It's just the style is just not my thing. I like the setup a little bit more in the Accord. Let me go ahead though. I'm gonna put this back into manual shift mode, and we're going to go through the twisty bits just to flex the muscle of the Camry with the V6 in the corners. So here we go. 4th gear, down to 3rd, on the brakes. I just wish it had a little less lean. Little less lean. Remember, Toyota is coming out with the Camry TRD. So I'm very excited. I am going to be here at Wesley Chapel Toyota to drive that as soon as they get access to that. But on throttle, it's very smooth. The V6, the power delivery is very linear, very smooth. Really nice. Just could be a little bit nicer. That's the thing is that it's nice, it's great, it's quick, but the Accord does each of those things a little bit more. When it comes to styling, that, like I said, is totally up to the person. And then, of course, just some people like the personality of a naturally aspirated engine compared to a turbocharged engine. But hopefully this gave you a little bit of everything that you've been yearning for when it comes to the Toyota Camry, especially with the V6. We're gonna go ahead and get back to Wesley Chapel Toyota and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful time here at Wesley Chapel Toyota. Definitely gotta thank Jeff and the rest of the crew here, allowing us access to these brand new Toyotas. Hey, it's nice to have options. It's nice to have rivalry. I'm glad Toyota is still making the Camry, and I'm glad Honda's making the Accord. It's really your money and up to you to see which one is the better one. I know which one I would choose, but you're gonna have to pry it out of me if you wanna know. But anyways, if these are the types of things you'd like to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on Rady's Rides, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Speaking of that support, there's no other support like Big Guns McGee, arms of steel. He could support a building if it was collapsing. So thank you, Tom, for all your hard work. Check him out on Instagram at Mosh Photos. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.